My name is Rideshare Sean. I've been driving rideshare for Uber for over 7 years now. My official start date with the Uber, I think it wasn't with Uber, it was with Lyft. They're both pretty much the same thing, but it was on April 2nd, 2018. And Echo, what's the date today?
It's Friday, June 13th.
So,
Also, I found a routine that ends your day on the right note with hits from the radio. Do you want to try it?
no.
No problem.
So I've been doing this a little while. These are 6 tips every beginner Uber driver should listen to. Tip number 1 is have a dash cam. You always want to have a dash cam. I use the Vantrue dash cam. When I first started driving for Uber, I've never driven for Uber Eats, only for Uber Transport. I call it Uber Human. But anyway, you always want to have a dash cam. And when I started in 2018, I used a Vantrue dash cam, and I still have it today, and it still works perfectly. They're the best in the industry. They record outside the vehicle and inside the vehicle, and they record audio as well. So whatever it is that you say to your passenger and your passenger says to you, it's all recorded. And you never even know. The passenger never even knows. And you want to register that. I don't like registering stuff, but I registered it with Uber because every person that requests a ride from you, or every request that you accept, Uber sends that person a notice about your dash cam always being in use, so you don't have to worry about that. Uber takes care of that for you for every rider that accepts your request, or every request that you as a driver accept. Tip number 2 is consume the news daily. The information on the news, I know sometimes, especially lately, it's very depressing, but there is information on there that's very useful to drivers, such as the weather information, event information. You want to drive those events, and for weather, you want to know if it's going to be raining, or if there's a storm coming, or whatever it is. You want to know ahead of time, because when you accept a ride during a storm, a lot of times those people are trying to get out of Dodge, and everybody is trying to get out of Dodge, and the next thing you know, you're sitting in traffic and you get very little money for sitting in traffic. Very little. So a ride that would normally take 2 hours takes like 6 hours, and you get like 9 cents an hour or 9 cents a mile or something. That is very detrimental. You absolutely want to watch the news. If there's a storm coming or any kind of event, you want to drive the events. When there's a storm coming, you want to stay away from driving people long trips, because they absolutely want to get out of Dodge. Tip number 3 is, whenever possible, you want to drive on the interstate. Driving on the interstate is way safer. There's way less wear and tear on your vehicle, and you make way more money as a driver driving on the interstate. So whenever possible, get on the interstate. Tip number 4 is always keep up with the maintenance on your vehicle. This is a biggie, because a lot of times when you're driving in a vehicle, even sounds on a vehicle that's next to you, they mix up with your vehicle and they rate you based on that. So always keep up on the maintenance on your vehicle. We want to keep those noises down to a minimum. Always change the fluids, the transmission fluid especially, and the oil in your car especially. Keep up as much as possible on the maintenance on your vehicle. It's very important. Tip number 5 is always drive a hybrid vehicle when rideshare driving. Try to drive a hybrid vehicle. Not an EV vehicle, not an all-gas vehicle, a hybrid vehicle. Hybrid vehicles are way better on gas, and they're way more dependable than an EV vehicle or an all-gas vehicle. You make way more money with a hybrid vehicle than any other vehicle, because they're a lot less complex than an EV or an all-gas vehicle. Tip number 6 is always have a phone holder. I use the IOTI brand because their IOTI brand is just awesome. Right before I started rideshare driving full time in 2018, I looked online and I found the best stuff for driving a rideshare vehicle, and IOTI was on that list. So always use a phone holder of some sort. You're going to be using that phone holder a lot, so make sure you're very comfortable with its use. If this video helped you out in any way, please subscribe to my channel and like this video. Helps me out a lot with the algorithm. Thank you.